episode 90, and very fitting for an Air Max Day special that we are episode 90. Also, gents, congratulations on 90 episodes. It's pretty cool. So we are back. It is Air Max Day when you're listening to this, or maybe the day before. And we are happy to be back to discuss everything Air Max Day, Air Max Golf, all the stuff. Gentlemen, how are we doing?
Finally in New England here after my trip down from the Players, which was great. Great to see some people showing some love for our podcast and everything with the stickers. It was awesome to see. People were coming trying to find me, which was pretty cool, messaging us all. I was like, "Where's Waldo?" And 10,000 amount of people out there, so it was cool. Nice trip. Other than that, it's been great. I'm ready to get some swings in Air Max week. Got them all lined up right behind me. Everybody watching on YouTube right now. So we're gonna get into it in a little bit. 4 new ones coming out. They're going to be launching pretty soon on the Nike app and Nike.com. First, Matt, how you doing? You're the busiest man I know. What's going on?
Trying to survive, but you know what? I didn't get to meet a Masters winner. You got a couple sticker packs.
Yeah, Trevor Perlman was pretty cool. I got a little invitation into the clubhouse. Got to see some of the goat hats.
Goat stuff is cool.
Maybe picked up a hat or a polo. Yeah, it was pretty cool. And then my buddy that invited me in there, he was also in there with me. He's like, "Hey, there's a fellow swoosher over there." I looked around, I'm like, no way. Like, he's like, "I just had dinner with him last night. You want to go take a picture with him?" I'm like, "Oh, yeah." First thing I do is whip out a sticker pack after we go into spiel. After I'm like, "Gumby is, old Demotech. Matt's another old Demotech." I'm just telling him everything about us in the podcast. He's like, "Oh, I love it. Can I have a couple more packs?" He goes to me. I'm like, "Absolutely." So I whip out a couple more packs and give them to him. But that was a cool experience. Glad we got a picture with them.
I'm on the
pod,
Trevor.
Someday.
We're always welcome.
Is he going to be,
Yeah,
is he part of the announcing crew at Augusta? Is he going to be in Augusta?
That'd be cool.
We'll have to snag them then.
Than that, guys, I'm just excited because it's always, for 2 years or 3 years, this was our top episode of the year. And then last year was Jacques Slade, and this was second. But it's Air Max week, guys. So do we want to go over what Nike's dropping for Air Max Day first, and then we'll go into the tournament?
We have a couple different things for the tournament. We're going to do a golf version of our bracket and then our lifestyle version of our bracket as well. But we got to see kind of what's coming out this week, dropping on April 26th here, Air Max Day. So if you guys are watching on YouTube, which you should be, or you're watching on Spotify, which you should be, then you guys are seeing what is dropping. It's from Complex, so we'll have an extensive list here on what is coming. And one of the first ones off the bat, I think we got to talk about Nike Air Liquid Max. This thing is pretty cool, and I love the full bubble at the bottom. The frog kind of scheme that you got going on here with the vibrant black and green is pretty cool, and a little bit of a drop in cushion midsole point loaded air bubbles, pretty cool.
I like it. I'm just wondering if it's always going to be like that poison dart frog upper, or will they change it up a little bit? But it's cool to see that one. Yeah,
and then we can kind of pick our best ones from this, I think, as we get into this one. This episode's always a little bit longer because of the bracket and the debates that happen. So we're gonna go through this, and then you guys can go buy them on NDC and other places on Thursday. Nike Air Max 95 Big Bubble Pink Foam is coming out. So that's just your normal 95 with your big bubble in that pink foam colorway.
Yep, it's a classic colorway.
90 Air Max 90 infrared, obviously classic here. I feel like this has to be a staple in every sneakerhead's closet. Like, if you don't have this, like, what are you doing? Like, it's just perfect.
Absolutely. And for those of you that don't know, it is also retired from our bracket because it won the Air Max bracket a couple years
Air Max
ago.
95 Big Bubble Greedy in that colorway. A couple different ones. Styles represented include Bright Mandarin, Grape, Hyper Turquoise, Comet, and Neon here. Ducks of a Feather times Nike Air Max 95. So this is a partnership with GOAT for an exclusive Air Max Day. So the Air Max 95, the Woods, and the Lumberyard. If you guys did see Jock Slade, friend of the program, Gusto had the Nike Lumberyard shipped to him, and he did a review on that, so that was pretty cool. Both styles are linked to the University of Oregon, and so like that Pacific Northwest. Pretty cool here. I think I'm more of the woods than I am the lumberyard kind of guy, but get into that. One of my favorites, Pata times Nike Air Max 1. The Waves Air Max collab is coming back, so that's pretty cool. I just like the colorway here. And then the Air Max 95 bandana. You can see that's kind of self-explanatory with the waves across. It's pretty sweet.
Yeah, this one might be my favorite. I think this
And
one's my
then
favorite.
the Air Max 1000 Black and Volt. This thing looks like it's straight out of a sci-fi movie. It's really cool. So I dig these through Zellerfeld. And it's the 3D print. It's a 3D printed sneaker, and will launch via raffle. So, pretty cool here from Air Max Day, guys. What's your favorite here?
I like the first one there.
Yeah, that Nike Air Liquid Max is the Dart Frog, as we're gonna call it.
Yeah, the Liquid Max one. Yeah, it kind of just gives me vibes of the DN8 that's currently out now, the newer one, and one of my go-tos, Nike Shock TLs with the shocks all the way down through. So that's my top one right there out of the new ones coming out on Air Max Day.
Bandanas.
Yeah, I'm bandanas. I'm bandanas.
Like that classic style. I like the Pato. So I think that's my favorite. So some pretty good stuff going out there. Look for it on March 26th. April 26th. Why did I say March? I don't know. I'm stuck in the past. No, March 26th. I'm wrong. I'm so wrong. I'm stuck in the future. It's been a weird week. Yeah.
26th is Thursday.
March.
What podcast drops on a Wednesday? We are recording on a Tuesday.
That's the biggest thing. I felt like it was April.
We're trying to fast forward to April.
We have lots of stuff
Big things in April coming.
My mind is somewhere else. Something's on my mind, right? All right. Let's get into what y'all came here for. This is our bracket episode. It is March Madness, so we do Air Max Madness here. And we have two brackets. So we have our golf division and we have our lifestyle division. So let's get into it and see how we do. So I will be live editing this bracket as we go through it. So bear with me as I do that. But I'm going to pull it up, and then that way we can go through it. Matt, I can run down these, or you can run down these. We can all go through it together.
I think we agreed the last few years we are not going to run down. We were just going to call out the matchup because I think after 3 years, everybody kind of knows the shoes that we pick. We've added some new ones, but let's just go with the matchup and away we go. Yep. Because otherwise, this is going to be a 2-hour episode.
So in the first matchup, we have the 1 versus 16, and so we are doing the Air Max 1 Safari versus the Air Max 1. What do we want to call this? Duck camo, yeah.
Duck camo. That was the duck camo. So 2 Air Max 1s. I'm going Safari. It's a 1 seed. By the way, if you guys are wondering why Peaches is not in the bracket, because Air Max 1 Peaches was retired last year. Air Max 1 Peaches has won the whole thing. So I'm going with the Safari. That's Brooks, Beth Page. What a time.
What a time. What a win. Right after, Tiger won the Masters too. So that was pretty cool to see that. I'm going Safari too as well, Matt. I just got to point this out real quick. I can't believe we've been doing the brackets. Gumby, I can't remember if you did the first year.
We've done this all 6.
This is crazy. We started with the clubs and everything. How cool was that?
All 6 seasons we've done a bracket.
It's cool.
It's always kind of been a staple. It's a fan favorite for sure. It brings up a lot of debate of shoe versus shoe. So, speaking of debate, let's go to the next one where I think we might have a little bit of a debate and where we have the Air Max 1 Monies versus the Air Max Plus Eastside Golf making its first entrance into the dance. Matt, kick it off.
You know what? I love that Air Max Plus had such a strong year because I'm a huge Air Max Plus guy, and I'm going Eastside on this one. This one's an easy one, which the money for back in the day, some of the older golf guys, you remember Waste Management? That money one was awesome, but I'm going Eastside.
I hate to ruin it so quickly, but I think the Eastside one is we touched on this last year when we saw them in person. You guys were at the Eastside party and all that stuff. The details of the webbing, saying Eastside and all that stuff, and just the collaboration. I think these are pretty cool. I would say though, if it was new construction of the Air Max 1 and not the old construction, money may jump it. But because I know it's the old construction, it does change a little bit of my thought process there. But I'm going with the East Side.
Yeah, I think it's a 3-0 vote here for East Side. It was cool to see these in person right when they came out and everything. Great details, and it's cool to see the partnership between Nike Golf and East Side. So let's move that one on.
All right, East Side moving on. If I can do my whole thing right. All right, down to the 4-13 matchup where we have the grass from the AM1. Again, that was that same pack. We had money and we had grass in that same pack from the Waste Management bunch of years ago now, versus the Air Max Plus, and this is the fast one. So this is from the PGA. Phew. I feel like it should have been a U.S. Open, right?
Sure. Yep. Golf Fast.
Nope, that was Golf Fast. That was Scotty Scheffler. I'm going 13 right away.
Woo.
Air Max Plus is going to be strong in this bracket, boys, for me.
Like you said, Matt, it's like Air Max Plus kind of took over last year and carried over, into this year a little bit, and that's whatever's left over. And I know you have those ones, so I love them as well. You see it rocking them. It's tough with that grass one though too. That was just so iconic, just having a different, upper and everything.
Yeah, I mean, I love the Golf Fast, but the grass was so unique, so I was going to go grass, but I'm outvoted here. 13 seed with our first upset, I believe, of the tournament. The Plus moving on.
Also, now seeing the benefit, like you said, that's the old construction. True. Like I wouldn't wear number 4.
That old construction makes a big difference. So.
Ooh.
All right, 12 versus 5 here, and if I could zoom in, it would be really great. So, let's see.
Round of applause for Gumby to edit this. Zoom in.
All right,
zoom
12
out.
versus 5. So we have this year's Air Max 95 from the Waste Management, so the Desert, versus the standard 270 in that Volt, which I think is the best colorway. You guys would say Dusty Cactus, I feel like, from your point of view, but 2012 to 2016 Nike's ridiculousness Volt guy. I like these.
No, this isn't the Dusty Cactus one. This is the Volt one.
You guys would say that the Dusty Cactus is the better colorway. I'm saying I like the Volt.
Oh, got it. Sorry. Yeah, we let you have that one. Yeah, you're right.
I can go first here. I think the 95 is really great here from the Waste Management, and we saw this in person in Orlando, which I thought was awesome. But that 270 is cool. It's my favorite, so I'm gonna go with 270.
I'm back and forth on this. Just because, I love that they brought back the 270. This was one of the colorways that we have as a number 5th seed that I've always wanted. The Volt has always been a part of me as well. Gumby, I know you're the master of the Volt.
I had the driver, yeah. That driver was so good too, by the way. Yeah. That Volt Crown driver, man, that was...
You loved looking down at it and have seen the Volt. I was a big fan of the WM95 as well. They hit all the key points, the color tones
textures,
on it as well.
Textures are really great on that.
Yeah, the textures. Yeah, but I'm not going to go for the upset. I am going to go with the 270. It is. I do have a couple pairs of them. That's like the only colorway I'm missing out of the ones that I want. So the 5th seed for me, the 270.
I'm going 270 on this one.
All right.
I gotta go. I love the white black Volt. It's a great colorway actually, and Dusty Cactus hasn't come out yet, so great call on having this one. Great shoe, great looking shoe.
All right, we go across the bracket. We say hi to Swoosh, to Boxy. Hi, Boxy. And let's start at the top of the bracket where we have the 215 matchup. If I can recenter myself here.
And I could call these out if that's easier for you, Gumby. But this is going to be the Air Max 97 Silver Bullet, the Golf Edition, versus Forged in Steel, another Air Max Plus from the
And this is
U.S.
great.
Open
This
that
is a
was
great
won by
matchup,
J.J.
by the way, too,
Spawn
because you're
in the
pitting
Pittsburgh
both
area.
like silver, like shoes against each other, right? Where they both really use the silver accents and the silver things. You almost see the same material construction in both of these. So, yeah, I think I lean the classic here, though. The silver bullets are one that I wish that I had in my collection. So
Silver Bullet for me, too.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with the three sweep there as well. The Air Max Plus there, it was another cool design that carried over into an energy pack. So um, it's good that we threw it in there, something new, something fresh. But
bang.
Silver Bullet, move
All
it on.
right. We have the 97 with this was the PGA in Harding Park. Morikawa. This is the like peace ones versus I like to call these the no kings ones. Oh, I need to move my stuff down. Oh, there we go. Sorry. There you go.
Yeah, if you could move it, I
Look
could
at
call
that
it
little
out. Yeah,
screen.
there you go.
It's the editable screen. So, but these are the tie-dye piece ones in the 10 seed, the 97s, and then this, again, I like to call them the No Kings. Call it that one for the 90s from last year's Open, the No Golf
Yeah.
band.
I think I was
Yeah.
calling it banned, but they never really gave us names last year. They never really gave us names on that one. I do love that. I do love that band 90, but Peace and Love 97 is pretty strong, very popular. So I'm gonna go there.
I'm gonna make Keith the decider
nice.
here. 'Cause I think I'm gonna go with the band textures
All right.
on that.
Ooh,
We were sent these. These are really great in person from the whole pack, like across the line of all of the stuff that they did for that that Open pack. So I really like these ones, so I'm gonna go with that 90. I do love the Peace and Love ones and the tie dye, and I have the tie dye towel from that major. I don't know, something about this one was the 90s does it for me.
Yeah, it's a tough one. Good touches on both of them. The No Kings, with the golf crossed out on the tongue there, that was pretty cool. And the story behind it, and then the Peace and Love is always a great touch as well. But if the Peace and Love goes on, it's gonna be matching up against the Silver Bullet.
I mean, you can't think about the
match right there.
road ahead. You can only think about the opponent in front of you.
Yeah. Well,
that's true.
right. That's right. Thinking ahead. I'm gonna do number 7
No
seed.
Kings, band, whatever it is.
From last year's Open.
I feel
Wow.
like it's an upset. Seating wise, it's not an upset. Yeah.
I think we screwed up the seating. I think that should have been, but hey, selection committee.
Ham selection committee. They always get.
Goes to show how much the newer shoes
This is
are
an
kicking
older
butt.
matchup, and I think this is a great matchup. So this is Denim as the 3 seed in the AM1. So this was, I think they were originally for Pebble, right, Matt? A couple of years ago, and then
Yep, no denim allowed.
Wingfoot ones,
Yep.
which are just a classic there with the wings all over that mid. Like the mudguard as well. So yeah, I have the glove in this for the Wingfoot ones, which was pretty cool. They did a glove back then. I feel like they did a light wash denim too for the 90, but I don't know if it ever came out, correct? Or am I wrong in that?
No, I did think there was just an Air Max 1. There was a Jordan 11, which is right behind me.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm. And then I think that was it.
No,
I don't think there was two spikeless. I'm trying to think.
Jean.
I think was there
a light wash jean? Like was there like a PE light wash?
Got it.
I don't know. I only remember like
yes, there was a Roshi, I believe.
Doing just one shoe and one and Jordan was kind of doing one as well, sort of. So, but all right, Keith, your first choice.
It's not going to be an upset.
Denim's gonna move on.
I'm going with Denim on this one. It's favorite.
I think this is like a.
I think we got called out last year for this one too,
Wingfoot,
but yeah, I'm going
like
Wingfoot.
Perennial like Winthrop or like old Gonzaga, like where they're the 14 seeds, but they're always there, So one year they'll pull the upset. I just don't think it's this year, so I'm going Denim. So we'll move that on. Matt, do you agree Denim, or do you think Wingfoot should have had a? Oh, did you?
I said I'm going Wingfoot.
Denim is moving on. No upset this year. All right, and then we have in the 11 and 6 matchup, I think, to close out this side of the bracket. And
Ooh.
I think this might be this is your 12-5. This is your new 12-5, right? You're always going to get a 12-5 kind of upset, but I think this is the new one, and this is a really hard discussion to have. So this is the Air Max 90 from the Players Championship, I believe 3 years ago. Correct me if I'm wrong now. With it's like the hidden treasure map
Correct.
underneath,
Yep.
where you could scratch off the mudguard and it would reveal other stuff. The details on this went crazy. Versus the Air Max Plus from the Augusta pack last year, which is we're going to call that best dressed, right? There was no, yeah, Sunday best.
It was best dressed or Sunday best. That was another one where they never gave us like an actual name for it. But yeah, this is Augusta for me. Even though I wear those hidden treasure 90s all the time, I'm going Augusta here.
Yeah. With Matt, I know you have both pairs, which is awesome, and I have the 190s. Yeah, there they are right there. If everybody's watching on there, those are so nice. That whole pack was so nice, and with the Augusta pack there and the 190s there, this is a tough one for me because I wear my 90s all the time, and that print on the Augusta ones are just unbelievable. Gumby, this is a tough one.
No,
for me.
it's good.
I
mean, I think this is a really hard one.
How did you
feel like
two leave
Lobsters have
Lobster
been-
90s out?
They must have won somehow or something. I don't remember. I we've done so many episodes. If you guys
It's tough. There's too many to
remember
throw
when
in
we
there.
did anything and you throw it back in our face, go for it. You know what I mean? Like, well,
Well, also we put a
did.
post saying
Yep.
people can modify, give us suggestions. I don't know if any of us checked it, but
wow, okay,
Players.
all right. Yeah, details
the deciding
matter
factor.
in that one for me a lot, but this 90 or this Max, the 6 seed was just way too good to not. That whole pack from the Masters is like top 4, top 3 maybe for me. In total packs the last couple of years. Obviously, I think it's like Peaches Lobsters Sunday best. Like right now, I think is my like packs over the past couple of years. I don't know how you guys feel about that, but that's where I'm at. So that'd be a cool one, cool bracket. Maybe next year, put it in the log bank. But ranking our favorite packs over the years.
oh, just the packs.
Because we have a lot of them now. They've at least done pretty close to 4 a year. Sometimes it's hit or miss with that PGA, I feel like. Or the U.S. Open. I feel like they kind of like rotate on which one's going to get more love. So, all right. Let's scale out here a little bit.
Lead 8.
And see
Lead 8.
where we're at. So we've got the 1 versus 8, the 13 versus the 5, the 2 versus 7, and the 3 versus 6. So pretty chalk up until the Air Max Plus here on the 13 seed. So let's get right back into it with our 1 versus our 8 seed, which will be our Air Max 1 Safari versus our Air Max Plus East Side. Keith, where do you fall on this one?
I got some love for East Side and the Safari, so it's gonna get nitty and gritty pretty soon with these remaining 8. I'm going with the more detail, just in my opinion, of East Side. That's gonna be my vote.
I'm going
I
East
was
Side
gonna
as well.
go East Side, so yeah, it's
More wearable.
It's a big upset.
Yep.
Whoa.
But I think it's worth it.
I'm glad it
I think
changed
this
all your
one
guys' minds.
it's super well done. Earl and Company on that one. It's a good one.
Yes.
All right, 13 versus the 5 seed. So you got the 270 of the 5 seed versus the Air Max Plus Golf Fast pack. I feel an Air Max Plus versus Air Max Plus battle coming up in the next round in the Final Four. I maybe I'm calling my shot there. Maybe a little too early, but my vote would be for the Golf Fast. I just think it's like, again, there's context behind that, like what those were, stuff like that. 270 is great. I know I just picked it over the 95 in the last round, but sometimes that sock liner can get a little too tight for me, and the Plus is nice. So I don't know. It's just you play the game in front of you. That's all you can do, and you see the matchup and your opponent, and you can only go with what's in front of you. Can't play a different matchup. So I'm going the 13th seed.
Well, just to play the game a little, yeah, just to play the game a little bit. It is the Golf Fast one is a nice touch from last year's PGA and everything, but that Volt, the 270 coming back, I'm going 270. With Matt, you got the deciding factor.
I got to tell you guys, originally I thought I was going to go 270 Volt. I thought I was going to go there, but I wear this Golf Fast one all the time, so it's
And
Golf
that
Fast
sets
for
up
me.
an unbelievably awesome matchup for the Final Four when we get to it.
Mid majors is Air Max Plus the mid majors of this tournament.
All right, we now have on the west side, east side, west side. I don't even know which side. I guess we'll call it the west side because east side's technically on that bracket on that side. So we have the 2 seed Silver Bullets versus 7 seed, and we'll just call these the 90 band Kings, whatever. We should just
I'm Silver Bullet on this one.
Silver Bullet. It's a great
Silver
shoe,
Bullet.
that 90. Lots of textures, but hard to beat the classics, It's the reason why they're still classics. All right. Next up, we have the Denim 3 seed versus the Air Max Plus from Sunday Best.
I think I'm going to go Denim. I'm going to go Denim first. And even though I love the Augusta ones, I'm scared to wear them. As you guys can see, they're on my shelf. They're gorgeous. But the Denims are cool. The Denims I would wear off the course.
Matt, this
Maybe.
is a tangent, but you're not missing anything, right? You have the full Holy True Run for him? Yeah, you have the whole.
I have the whole Augusta. Yep. No, there's 4 of them. So I have the Scotties, I have the Rorys, I have the Brooks. I wore those, the Infinities, and then I have the Air Max Plus. I was wearing those all the time.
In the Augusta? No, there was a Nelly.
I don't think we had a Nelly. I think there was a Golf Fast Nelly that never came out.
That's go Gumby, tough one.
That pattern, man, like there's.
For the Augusta
I did like a reel last year where I was wearing the Scotties, and then I had the head cover and I had the glove on, and it was the bing bop boom bop bam, and it was awesome. That pattern is fantastic. So I'm gonna go with the plus and leave it up to Keith as the decider.
I don't have either of these, which is a good thing to make my decision even harder. This is tough. Denim's always been on a ride, I think, over the last couple of years when we've done the brackets and everything, and I think it's time for an upset, and I think the Augusta Pluses are going to move on.
Sometimes I'm not that great at this. All right, here we go. No one saw it.
I love that.
All right. Got an upset.
All right, so we got an upset.
For the bracket again. We have the 8 seed,
The
13 seed, the 2 seed, and the 6 seed. So this is probably the most unchalk that our bracket has gone once we got to like a Final Four. So that's pretty good, I guess. So we got some newcomers entering the field. That's very Nebraska and Indiana-like right now in the college sports world. So feels fitting. So let's get back into it. We've got the 8 versus 13 here, and I have to stay zoomed out here because they cannot see it otherwise. The 8 being the Air Max Plus East Side, and the 13 being the Air Max Plus Golf Fast. 2 blue shoes.
I'm going to give you guys both of mine. I'm giving you both of mine right now. Golf Fast for me and Silver Bullet.
Trying to speed run the Final Four.
Yep.
Well, I don't say much, so I'm going to do East Side and Silver Bullet.
All right, I can move Silver Bullet on. Silver Bullet's moving on, all right? And now I'm the decider.
Good thing there's only 3 of us and not 4 or 2. We'd be stuck on the first round still.
Well, remember that first 1 year with Nick? That was a huge problem.
Sorry, buddy. I think that due to details, as I have said before and will continue to say, details matter. East Side is moving on to the finals versus the Silver Bullet. So we officially have the 2 versus the 8 seed. East Side versus the Silver Bullet for the champion, and to be retired a champion in the Swoosh Life bracket forever to the Hall of Fame. One day we'll have the Hall of Fame bracket. Matt's showing off shoes. He's showing off 97 pink and 270 cactus, looks like.
270.
So.
And with that, I'm going Air Max 97.
Silver bullets. One vote. Keith, go for it.
Two of my favorite colors that I always wear, gray, silver, or blue. So it's another tough decision for me. Tough winner. I'm going to go, we've seen them in person when they first launched and everything. We were welcomed open arms into the party. I'm going to go East Side.
Your 2026 Swoosh Life bracket golf champion is the Air Max Silver Bullets. They've been there for a very long time, and I just thought they were due. They are like Gonzaga.
I thought you were going East Side for a second. You had me.
That's
I thought you were
called
going
building
East Side.
Suspense.
Yeah. I mean, 97 dipped out early last year, if I remember correctly.
Again, maybe the seeding was off, but this year it had a really great run. Maybe a little bit of an easier run than people would say, but again, you can only play the matchup in front of you, and they took advantage of it and took it to the house.
You know what?
And then they played a really tough game in that championship, but they were victorious come the end on a buzzer beater. So there it is, ladies and gentlemen. That is the full golf bracket on this side, and so we're pretty excited to see that, and we'll get into the next one. But first, in case you guys need some insoles for your shoes, because you got some of these or not, then you can use code SWOOSH20 for 20% off your next purchase at bluemaca.com. So Blue Maca is a partner for us. They have sent us a couple insoles. Keith wore them all around the players, and so they are great. They're great for grip. Matt has hooped in them on his Hoop Saturdays, especially in the Lucas, I believe, Matt. And so bluemaca.com
and the Jaws.
Bluemaca.com, use code SWOOSH20 for 20% off your next purchase. Next bracket. Matt, I'm a little tired of talking, so I'm going to have you run through these. Well, I run the show over here on my screen. So here is the full bracket. You can see there we have their Air Max logo, the Swoosh Life. You guys haven't seen this. This is one of the stickers. So make sure you can still get sticker packs, and you can still put pre-orders in for our all over logo hoodie. Now live in our DMs on Instagram to purchase. We also have a new link tree on our Instagram, so you can get all of our links to Patreon and others, to our podcast pages and our YouTube page. So go to Linktree / the Swoosh Life Podcast, and you can see all of our links and get to us there. So buy the sticker packets, and let's get into this bracket. All my mid stuff is done now.
All right, guys.
Talking is, yeah.
I love it. And just a reminder for all of you, the way we do this bracket, this is the streetwear bracket. Now in this one, we do kind of go colorway. We do it in the other one too, where we go colorway specific. However, the Air Max 90 has been retired. It won the first Air Max bracket, the first time that it was in. So we've retired the Air Max 90. We've also retired the Air Max 1, but we did make an exception this year. So if you're wondering where the red-white Tinker version is, or the Big Bubble or anything like that. So our first matchup is going to be the Air Max 1, or the Air Max 97 as the 1-seed Silver Bullet versus the Air Max 2017, which is what, like, I used to see this thing in outlets all the time. It always shows up as the 16 seed just to get smashed. Air Max 97 for me, boys. I'm going to go to Keith for the next vote.
Same. I was a fan of the 2017, but
Yeah, I mean, how can you deny the winner on the golf side? Moving on. There's no upside here. Next up.
Now, this is the Air Max 270 Black. This is like the classic one. When Air Max 270 came out, like this was like the Air Max Day success story. It came out for Air Max Day. It was a brand new silhouette, and every trainer in every gym was wearing this one. And it goes up against the Air Max 96. So For me, guys, the Air Max 96 has a lot of nostalgia for a lot of folks, or inspired, I think Tailwind inspired also, people would say, but it's the Air Max 270 Black for me on this one. Again, I'm leaning more towards the modern stuff lately, guys.
Yeah, it's definitely cool to see some of the modern stuff kind of come back too. You know, it kind of goes away and comes back like it did in the golf division a little bit. But yeah, 270 for me. The 96s, I don't think I rocked those. I did rock some older Air Maxes, but I cannot remember them from back when I was 6, 7 years old. But
We'll
270
go
for me.
270. I like a different colorway, but I think these are good. I feel like 96, like they draw a little inspiration also from like a Dion and stuff like that. So I think that's kind of cool. This one just doesn't do it as much that as I wanted it to. Next up.
And next up is the Nike Air Max 2 from 1994 against the Air Max Plus, the OG. Look at that beautiful round bubble in the back there. And the number 4 seed for me, guys. I used to do everything in this shoe. Gilbert Arenas even played a basketball game in these shoes. I think 1 or 2 games. So number 4 seed for me, Air Max Plus.
Yeah, I think the plus goes on here. It's got big like if you're like a big England person, the Max over there is the shoe. Air Max Plus. Moving on, 13 seed might have to get retired next year. This one has just never moved on out, so we might need to get some fresh blood in there for next year.
Cool to see that old style though from '94. See, but plus
All right,
on.
down into the 12.5.
Oh, wow. Is this two modern classics here? I think this is a shoe that everybody would like us to bring back. It's the 12 seed, everybody. It's the 2090s. For those of you that actually owned a pair of 2090s, you know how comfortable these were, what a great shoe they were. They fit very wide, so those of you with wide feet probably absolutely love them. Versus Gumby's favorite from Air Max Day of this year, it's the return of the Nike Air Max 1 Pata with the waves on it in the Syracuse appropriate colorway of white, gray, and orange. So for me, it's the 2090, the 12 seed, boys. I'm going to go to Keith next.
I'm with you, Matt, on this. Sorry, Gumby.
Yeah.
Have the upset 12/5. Their 2090s is just another ones that got away from me.
I remember talking about it on the show a couple of years ago that they were at the outlets and I didn't pick them up. I picked up, I think, just 270s over them. Right. And not a mistake because I like 270s, but like, I swear every time I've gotten a 270 within the 6 months to 8 months, the bubble has popped on something. So I do wish that I had these in the collection. Pata though, again, honorable mention. There's always a 12.5 seed upset, so here we are. But I like these this year. I really do, the Patas. So, but the 12 will move on. The 29.
And as we scroll to the next part, I would say the Pata, if it was the big bubble Air Max 1, I probably would have been way more interested at that point.
All right, here we go. Verse 15.
All right, so number 2 seed, the Air Max 95 Neon, which has been released again, but this time in the big bubble version, against the 270 Premium. Now, these like dropped with like zero fanfare. So these add a visible zoom airbag in the forefoot, making the 270 even more comfortable. Cannot wait to get my hands on these at some point. But it's hard to fight the classic, boys. I'm going Air Max 95 right off the bat. I'm going to go to Gumby on this one.
That forefoot reminds me of the Next Percent bubble in the front. So it's pulling some golf fives. I wouldn't mind seeing this version as the golf shoe as well. So I will be getting my hand on a pair of these, the premiums, in the future. But that to be said, this is classic. I'm a Spurs fan for the EPL, as a glutton for punishment as I am, and so they had a jersey that was similar to this in the style of this one, so the neon. So I'm gonna move that on. Keith, I think you're with me, but I know that you're a 270 guy as well.
Yeah, I'm glad we threw the premium in there just so everybody knows and gets the feel for it, that it is out there with the extra airbag up front in the toe region. So yeah, definitely 95's moving on. Yeah. You can't go wrong with a classic right there.
Next up, Matt.
Ooh, this is a fun one. So number 10 seed, another modern day Air Max release. This is the Air Max DN8, which came out last year. And then this one is another one that we always get tripped up on, but I believe this is the Air Max 96 2, if I'm not mistaken, and that is correct with the Roman numeral II. It was interesting, guys. There was like an Air Max number 2 in 1994, which is in the other side of the bracket, and this was Air Max 96 II. For me, DNA8's awesome, but I'm going with the classic here, mostly because I believe that's also Dusty Cactus on that one, so Air Max 96 II for me.
I'm gonna go
Gonna
with
be all you.
Oh, and I apologize.
Mystic
That one
Teal.
was
I
Mystic
got it.
Teal.
Okay.
That's
Man, if it was
Mystic
Dusty
Teal, by the way.
Cactus, probably would have moved on for me. No, I'm just kidding. No, I've
It's
had enough.
Jacksonville
No,
Jaguar
it's
colors.
like more Marlins, Dolphins, whatever. I'm gonna go DNA. And in Matt, this is a shout out to you. I feel like you rock the DNAs like for your like work. And I've seen you in them, so I feel like those are kind of like the shoe. I kind of like correlate with you a little bit, so I'm gonna go DNA on these. I like these. I tried to pick them up the other day. There was only 13s in the outlet, so
They do run a little big. I don't know if you tried them.
did
They do
not
run a little big.
on this one.
Yeah, I'm with you.
Okay.
I'm gonna I'm gonna be on this one, Gumby, with the 10 seed because Matt, when you got these last year when they first came out, it was last spring when they launched and stuff. I was like, I think I was down in Florida, and I went right to, retail store wherever it was in the mall down in Florida, and I was like, I checked these out. I tried them on. They did run a little big. I can't remember if you said they ran a little wide, but I thought they were a little bit wider than usual, than our more narrow Nikes. DNA for me.
It's funny, the two that correspond to Matt, but he didn't pick it. That we said that correspond.
That is hilarious. It is hilarious. But also with the DNA, I gotta say, like, I did so many cooking events, and like you said, like I'm on the pavement and I'm doing these cooking events, and I will spend like 2-3 days on the pavement, and my feet won't hurt with the DNA. So that it definitely works. I love the DNA. Maybe I was thrown off by the colorway you had up there, but uh,
That was all
never.
me. I
It's
threw
Keith's
like a blue
blue.
in there just because that's just me.
Man.
Uh oh.
Oh boy.
Uh
Yeah,
oh. Here we go.
yeah.
Here we go. This is a
What
big
were we
deal, guys.
doing?
This is
Why
a
did we
big deal.
do
It's
this
the
to
3 seed.
ourselves? Oh,
It is the number 3 seed is the Air Max Zero. And for those of you that are newer listeners, the Air Max Zero is probably the first of the modern day like Air
yeah.
Max day releases. This was an original
I think
sketch by
it's when
Tinker. They
no,
couldn't
I
pull
think
it
it's when Air
off,
Max
but
Day
you know
like
the history a
really
little
hit
bit
its
better.
like beginnings. We didn't really like celebrate Air Max Day to the level of like it as it is now until the Air Max Zero came out, and so it wasn't an original Tinker drawing, and it pulled inspiration from the one and from others that he had done. So but using like the new technology from, I would say maybe this is like 10 years ago now, right? So it's been out there, and then Air Max Day kind of like you saw new technology coming out every year, and it's going against the new technology of this year, and that's pretty cool. So I'm really intrigued to see where we go with this. I feel like I have loved on the Zero for a long time, and yet I have picked against it almost every year in this bracket matchup. So I am torn to pieces right now.
And the reason that you are torn to pieces is up against the liquid Air Max that just was released or that will be coming out on Thursday. So for me, it's Air Max Zero over the Air Liquid
Keith,
Max
I'm gonna go to.
Poison Dart Frog.
I'm gonna go,
Want me
and
to
I'm
go?
gonna
Want me
go
to-
Poison Dart
All
Frog.
right, you go.
It's gonna stick to my gut. I love the Zero, but I keep picking against it. But these ones are so cool. I just think that they like look like stylishly like fun, and I would love to see like color, like a cool colorway. Like I know I'm not a dark shoe guy, so if they came out with like the light version, or can you imagine like a TCU version where it's like light white purple with a red like that, like poison? Like, oh god, that'd be just so cool. I just think about like college colorways with these would just be fantastic. I'm gonna go the liquids. Tinker's gonna shoot me one day when he hears all these episodes,
Nice. I like this. This is up to me. Don't worry. Tinker's moving on anyways because this is my long lost one that I never picked up and I still want to this day. And like you guys said, it still looks like a modern. It looks like it just came out yesterday. the Zero. So yeah, Zero's moving on. I am a big fan of the Liquid as well. Like I said, it reminds me of my TL Shock days and stuff. So it's just right down the line as
Yeah.
well. Tough decision on that one.
I mean, they never had like weren't ever quite as successful as the Roshis, but the Air
Oh
Max
yeah,
Zero had like quite a run. I mean, and I know like they sat at outlets for a while because they ran for a long time because it's just such a good shoe, and I think would make a great golf
Yeah,
shoe. I think that's one of the ones that like
I
the real
agree.
sneakerheads know
It
like this
pulls
would make
so
a
many. It
phenomenal
pulls just
golf
so
shoe.
many
So in the next
elements, I
matchup,
think, that it feels like it would be like proper for it. You know.
yeah, it absolutely does. All right, there we go. The Air Max 93. Oh, what a beautiful shoe, the Air Max 93. I still need to get a pair of these. Versus the six seed, a more modern interpretation, the 720. 720 is super comfortable. I am going with Air Max 93, guys. I'm going classic here. I love that colorway. I
Yeah.
wish this thing would retro.
I'm gonna go 93 as well. I just like the style of it. It's something
I will say
retro and
that
definitely something that
720
we could
and
definitely
that
bring
like
back. So
that
93 for
sunburst
me.
colorway, are two. Yeah, 720. I like it. It looks like a
I dig
comfy
it.
shoe. Like
It's
that
pretty
full
sweet.
bubble all the way across. It looks like a real comfy shoe. It's sad that it didn't get its due. 93 moving on. All right. Across the
We had to
bracket,
keep a classic
go.
in there,
Let's go quick
and we
through
did.
these. The 1 to 9. I feel like this is an easy move on, but we'll get into it. So, Silver Bullets versus the 270.
Here we go. Silver Bullet versus the 270 Black. I got to tell you guys, another one that I wish that would get the big bubble treatment. Like now that we know, and this is a great story for everybody who's wondering, like, if you don't know what the big bubble means, over time, Nike could not make a environmentally friendly big airbag like they used to. So then what happened is over time, like the sportswear, the old school shoes started getting smaller and smaller bubbles. But then they made the 270 with this giant heel bubble. And they said, well, wait a minute. And it was the reporters actually that started saying, well, wait a minute, you guys keep releasing the Air Max 95 with a small bubble, but here's the 270 running around with a giant bubble. Why can't you guys bring it back? And the Air Max 97 is one that like I wish they could bring back big bubble Air Max 97s. So I'm assuming if it's like the OG, I'm going Air Max 197.
Yeah, and I want to just kind of um, point something out here with if you guys haven't seen the construction of the air bubbles, I actually have some pretty cool samples here. An Ekin friend of mine gave me these, and so this is kind of how that big air bubble kind of sits. So you have the air bubble, and then you've got the foot pad bubble where the air kind of goes through it and into the base and how it sits on the pod. So this is where your forefoot sits. This is where your heel sits, and so you can kind of see how the air is distributed through the chambers and everything here, which I just think is like really quite fun and cool to see. So that, and then you have the 90 air pocket as well on the sides. This would be like the side of the 90. So not sure if you guys have ever seen those or not, but that was a cool little keychains that I've got from an Ekin friend of mine over the last couple of years. So little tangent there with the big bubble. So you went Silver Bullet. I'm going Silver Bullet. I feel like he's going Silver Bullet.
Yeah, even though 270 is a fan of mine, I do like it in the golf version. Less mesh, full upper, waterproof. So Silver Bullet for me, number 1 seed, moves on.
The OG, the Air Max Plus 2. Oh my goodness. The Air Max Plus versus the 2090 Air Max Plus for me, guys. Tuned Air. I should say, actually, that's what it used to be called, Tuned Air.
I'm
Or
yeah.
This is a tough one for me because I did have the Plus back in the day. Not that colorway. I think mine was all navy blue and silver and stuff. But the 2090, like I said, this is like a Air Max Zero that got away from me as well that I haven't picked up. But I'm gonna go 2090. So Gumby, it's down to you.
Oh jeez, you made this really tough.
It is a tough one because the Plus has been a hot cake right now, and that's the original.
Yeah, I mean this is the OG again. I think like this is what like uh I feel like for sake of keeping sneakerheads off of our back, I am going to go with the Air Max Plus here because I think people would absolutely rip us to shreds if we let the 2090 win over the Air Max Plus right now. So
I mean, it's our
It's just me.
show.
I picked the
I know, but
2090. Yeah, it's our show.
I like the 2090 and I haven't worn it, so I wore an Air Max Plus, back in the day. So I don't know. I feel like I know what that is, and I didn't know what that was. I know it looks comfy. Looks comfy as hell, but maybe I'm folded to peer pressure. I don't know. Maybe my bad. The peer pressure that probably isn't as much as I think it is. Top of the other bracket. Here we go.
Yep, 2 seed versus the 10 seed. It's the Air Max 95 Neon versus the DN8 Air Max 95 Neon for me, boys.
Yeah, I'm with you as well, Matt. 95 needs to go. Keep moving on. Gumby, you with us? I know we already outvoted you.
Nope, I am.
Okay.
So, just moving them along. I gotta move them to the right spot this time. There we go. All right, and down the bracket.
Very, very small list of Air Maxes that are on my list that I still need to pick up.
Yeah.
But I don't have any more room. Can you guys? I have no more room behind me. What am I gonna do?
Move at.
You got no more room behind you, but somehow we can get. Yeah,
I still got room to add a third shelf. So we're gonna go Air Max 0 versus Air Max 93. A reinterpretation of a classic that never was versus an actual classic Air Max 93. I'm going Air Max 0 here, boys.
0.
Gumby, go ahead.
0. Yep. 0 it is. All right.
Final 4.
Wow. Here we go. Oh, wow.
This is pretty sweet.
I mean, this is chalk, and this is
really nice.
But these are the heavy hitters.
Oh, yeah,
these
1, 2,
are
3,
the
4.
players.
Yeah, true.
These are what you want to see. This is the silhouettes that you come for when the other ones are tired.
Wow, I'm going to tell you guys, just based on shoes that I've worn all 4 of these shoes based on the shoes that I'm comfortable with, and I'm going to give you both winners for me on the same side, on both sides. I am going with Air Max Plus over the Air Max 97, and I am going with the Air Max 0 over the Air Max 95.
You go.
Not doing a good job of building suspense because I am the exact same as Matt. So
I was
plus
fist pumping
versus the 0.
Yes, move them both on. I was fist pumping as soon as you said it, Matt.
Yeah.
Wow, we do think alike.
We are in lockstep, but we are a bad show for not building suspense. That's okay. It is now down to our finals, and man, what a finals it is. It's the 0 versus the plus.
Guys.
The plus made it 3 out of 4 in our golf division one, which was pretty cool to see because a lot of those were our energy packs. But now we have the plus versus the 0. I'll go out of the way if that's right with you guys.
Go for it.
I'm going with the 0. It's the one out of all these that are listed on here, out of the 16, and then all the hundreds of more that are out there. The 0 is the one I want still out of, so I'm going 0.
I will go.
You guys can fight
to do the suspense for Matt. I am going Air Max Plus on these. I don't know what it is when the 0 gets here. I go against it. I don't know why. I like it so much. But the plus is just like, it's a streetwear classic. It just is. It just like was made for that. Like it's just such a fun silhouette and fun like idea and thoughts like with it, and there's great colorways associated with it. So I'm going with the Max. I'm gonna let Matt bring us home on this side of this bracket. For the
guys, I have high school and college nostalgia with the Air Max Plus. But Tinker's OG is the one that I just can't get enough of, and I need it back. I need it as a golf shoe. We're going Air Max 0. Air Max 0.
Air Max 0 is the champion of the Lifestyle Swoosh bracket. Congratulations. A hard-fought battle. That's an overtime national championship right there, going to the wire. Last-second shot. So, pretty stacked Final Four. Those are your Blue Bloods in that Final Four, and well done to everyone. I feel like this is a pretty well done, well run tournament. Everyone stayed in line, no incidents. Feels pretty good, gents. So well done. That was our Air Max day. We will print these brackets out and have you guys vote on them, see which one won, see if you agree, disagree. Be our accountability partners in this on what you think we messed up and what you think we could have done better, but what you also agree with. So, any final words on our Air Max Day episode? I think this is a fun An episode as always to run through these, see a lot of nostalgic shoes when we get through the bracket and harken back to some old stories and stuff like that, which I think is super fun. And some great silhouettes that could be made into great golf shoes one day. And really fun that they brought last year's, they brought the Max into the golf space, and you can see that 3 out of 4 in our Final 4 were the Air Max Plus of last year. So that's pretty cool, pretty awesome to see. Any words from you guys on Air Max Day before we get into our closing remarks?
Fun time as always. I'm glad we got in and out of here in a timely manner.
As always, very timely,
right.
very good. Maybe one edit, but we're pretty good there.
It was
Keith?
It's cool. No, it's just cool to see that we've done the shoes probably 4 years. I know we touched upon it a little bit, and clubs the first 2 years, I believe. But it's cool just to kind of give everybody like refreshers out there of how far we've come, like Air Max, and now it has a day and everything like that. So it's pretty cool, and there's more to come. So Air Max Day will be here every
one year where we got real crazy was the Masters bracket, which then was the women's icon bracket versus the Jordan golf bracket versus the Air Max bracket. And then it was the top 2 seeds from each went on to a finals. That was Serena Williams coming out on top against everyone else.
That
was a crazy episode. You can go back a couple of years ago, maybe season 4, possibly maybe season 3. Go back, check that out. Check last year's bracket out, 2025, and then 2026 this year is. And it's funny to kind of go back and look at what went on last year on a couple of these brackets. 720 one went on 1 year. 270 went far. AM1 beat the Plus last year. So there's some good switch ups this year. Just tells you how style changes. Shoes change, all of the above. So again, for you guys at home, BlueMaca.com, use code SWOOSH20 for 20% off your next purchase. The sticker packs, hit up Keith for the sticker packs and for pre-orders of the hoodies. The road to Augusta has started. All the monies and proceeds that you guys donate or buy stuff from us go straight into that. Some details were ironed out on the Augusta trip today, which is exciting for us, and we will be teasing and hyping that up next week. On next week's show, we will do an ANWA preview and possibly live show as a test run to make sure everything goes really well in Augusta. Maybe that's a hint, maybe that's not. And I'm looking forward to it to get into Masters Augusta week. I have to edit that, but maybe whatever. Don't sue us, Masters. To Augusta week, first major of the year, because it's my favorite time of the year, and we're going to be down there, so it's going to be awesome. So follow us on Instagram at the Swoosh Life Podcast. I talked about Linktree. Go to Linktree and follow us there, so you know where to get us. And make sure you like, comment, and subscribe if you're watching here on YouTube, so we can keep growing that out. I think we're going to have a full form video coming to YouTube soon as well. Any last words, gentlemen?
Great podcast. I'm glad we kept it right just over an hour. Not bad between the 2 brackets and everything like that. You touched upon it. The hoodie, all over hoodie. Tough to get. I need to get like 10 or 12 pieces together from people and stuff. We're at like 5 or 6 right now, so I've been letting people know out there if you're still interested. DM me, DM the Swoosh Life Podcast on Instagram. Stickers, we might be having this new pack coming early next week for that first major of the year. We'll see what happens, but other than that, be on the lookout for that as well. Matt, final words?
Nothing. Really looking forward. It's going to be a rip-roaring next 2 weeks, everybody.
Really is. I don't think you guys are ready for it. And I'm not talking to my 2 co-hosts, but to our listeners out there. This is all because of you guys, so we thank you, appreciate you, and we can't wait to create some awesome content for you guys in the next couple weeks. We'll leave it at that. So, for the Swoosh Life Podcast, Matt, Keith, Gumby, see you in the next one. Bye. If you enjoyed today's episode, go follow us at the Swoosh Life Podcast on Instagram, where we have a lot more content. Watch us on YouTube at the Swoosh Life Podcast. Subscribe, like, and leave a comment, and make sure you keep listening to us on all the places that you can find your podcast, Apple, Spotify, and more. We'll see you in the next one. This has been the Swoosh Life Podcast.
Checks over stripes, yeah, that's what I like, yeah, that's what we like, yeah.